Hello everyone! Welcome back. Today I'm gonna tell you about the synopsis of Extraordinary Attorney Woo episode 14. Episode 14 of Extraordinary Attorney Woo begins with Myung-suk in hospital. He has stage 3 stomach cancer and intends to get surgery when he heads back to the mainland after this case. Young-woo, ever the optimist, points out the state's surrounding survival rate, which is only 30 until 40%. Young-woo knows that Myung-suk needs to eat and wonder whether they should try and find the owner of Hingbok noodles so he can experience this again in case he passes away. Surprisingly, even Minwoo is selling on this idea too. So off, everyone goes to try and find the owner, including heading to a rival noodle place and asking around the neighborhood. No one seems to know where the guy is after shutting down the restaurant. It would appear that Hangbok noodles just couldn't change with the times, but is there more to this story than that? We're about to find out. That night, Juno watched a strange man heads up to the side of Hangbok noodles. He's actually one of the old chefs from Hangan Noodles, or the rivals, and he grabbed some cat food. Caught in the act, Juno quizzes just what he's doing. It turned out he used to work in the kitchen before jumping ship. The owner of Hangan Noodles recruited him, but the man is quick to find out that Hangbok noodle was the definitive original. Hangbok originally did well because word got out about how good the restaurant was. This guy was then recruited to start cooking noodles from Hangan, meaning they essentially stole the same business idea, went bigger with marketing and promotion, and stole all the customers. As a result, the owner of Hangbok was forced to close. It would appear that he's gone off to find a place where mountains and waters are nice. When Young hears this, she wonders whether it could be mountain water nursing home. So off Young goes to the nursing home. The owner's mother actually stays there, and the owner of the noodle soup showed up yesterday, so they just missed him. It would appear he'll be coming back in a month's time, but that doesn't really help them right now. After 17 minutes of the sidecast, we finally return to the main boss of the game. That being, of course, the cultural heritage case with Mr. Kim Jong-woo steps up and breaks down the financial aid and the help this temple is receiving. She asks about the budget breakdowns and whether it would be possible to check the money, but her question is deemed sarcastic by the judge and the defendants, taking everyone aback. Even worse, the Cultural Heritage Act is pretty much a surefire thing, so it doesn't seem like they have much of a leg to stand on. A frustrated Young-woo heads to the hospital asking Myung-suk for legal counsel. However, his ex-wife Jisoo is there and naturally, Young-woo brings up their awkward ties together. Uh-oh. Watching the two attorneys chat, Jisoo realized exactly why she left him in the first place. She always felt lonely and wasn't happy as a result. Hearing this, Youngwoo speaks to her father and points out that she wants to be with someone who makes Juno happy but isn't sure whether she'll actually be able to. Speaking to Jisoo, she contemplates whether this whole ordeal was just make Juno feel lonely when they together. Off the back of this, Youngwoo speaks to Juno and doesn't think they should date. Annoyingly, she doesn't actually tell him why she thinks this and instead gets distracted when Juno tells her something that a bot said about being blinded by what you see. As she begins rattling on about the case, completely oblivious to how heartbroken Juno is, she begins walking away. Poor Juno is left dumbfounded over Youngwoo's comment. In court, Youngwoo points out that the highway is public property. Using this argument, Young would deduce that Mr. Kim can't be charged because he used public property and there's not a charge for using land owned by the local government, linking back to public transit. The judge nods in agreement, and as a result, Young wins the case for the team. However, there are bigger problems afoot. Young-woo decided not to ride with Juno home, thanks in part to the uncomfortable atmosphere with Juno. While Young-woo leaves, Min-woo encouraged Juno to drown his sorrow in alcohol. Min-woo believed that visiting Seung-hui and overhearing them speaking is the reason for the breakup. While Juno ended up passing out at home, Min-woo and Soyeon chat on the balcony. Sion is confused by Minwoo's newfound nice ties, and eventually Minwoo learns that she likes him. While the pair stare at one another as if it's the end of the episode, Youngwoo and the other end up seeing them and decided to head back to the karaoke they were visiting, with Grammy deciding that her shattered heart needs music to liven her up. With the Huang Disa ticket booth closed and free passage now allowed on the road, the gang stopped by the temple at Huang Disa one more time. Myung-sok speaks to the abbot about the future of the lot of land. In fact, he decided they should get the local government involved and turn this into a foundation. As it's difficult to communicate with the government, Myung-sok decided that as their law firm, they can help him out. Hanbada has a dedicated team that can straighten this out and get them the help they need. The abbot decided to think it over, but for now, he joins the other monks to share food. Funnily enough, the noodle tastes like the ones Hangbok noodle used to serve. And then it clicks, a place where the mountains and water are nice. Yep, it turned out the chef here is actually the same one from Hangbok noodles. Yongwo decides that as attorney they can help and stand by his name and claim unfair competition and the elite's litany of laws and rules around that. Everyone rallies around this cause, with Myung-sok standing proudly as she hears his staff help this man out. As Myung-sok tastes the noodles and smiles, mentioning how good it tastes, Young-woo would watch Myung-sok's smiling and happy face. Eventually, it comes time for everyone to head home, where the attention turned back to Young-woo's parental ties. Reportedly shows up to see CEO Han and tells her that Young-woo is Sumi's daughter. He knows this to be true and Han even confirms it to him. She promised to tell him everything on one condition. He needs to publish the article right before Sumi's confirmation hearing. He is also forbid confirmation hearing. He is also forbid from speaking to Young-woo until the article is released to a slight smile crosses her lips. So that's all for today. See you in the next video. Bye!